I said it last week. I thought the win against Subliners was important, even though Subliners was trending down. OpTic's has this talent. They have always had the talent. They need the confidence. Subliners win is a big win for them mentally. It is. It just was. And this win is even bigger. It's huge, especially since it's Atlanta. Any top team win is big, but Atlanta specifically has been absolutely body slamming.
3-0 twice in a row.
Right, and it's been quick. So to get this win is massive. Now you know you can beat the best team in the game. Now you know you can compete with anyone. And whatever OpTic's doing after practice, I see them getting on Valorant and playing together, working on the team chemistry, it's working. Like, keep it up. They're looking really good. That match was really great to see. And honestly, the fact that it was back and forth, I like that more than if they had 3-0'd Atlanta. I know that sounds weird, but it means that they can keep their composure and stay through a slugfest, like you said, as opposed to just, you know, maybe coming out and having a great day and Atlanta not having a great day. Atlanta looked like they were playing fine. They just lost. OpTic outplayed them at the end, and it was a really close series, and that's huge for OpTic.
Couldn't have said it better myself, John. I'll be honest. Yeah, the OpTic, they looked great, Katie. They did the whole week, especially versus FaZe. This is like the team that everyone was expecting going into like in this FaZe series. And yeah, I've seen people say, you know, blah blah blah, FaZe is working on their map pool and whatnot, but you got to give credit where credit's due. When two top teams, especially two teams that have a little bit of a rivalry, kind of a little hostility towards one another, you know, I've seen it on Twitter throughout the year. They don't want to lose to one another. So they're both going to be going just a little bit harder than you would normally in a match. So it was a big win for OpTic. I think the most important thing here was it was for their confidence. Kind of, we've touched on this in the past, and John said it is like having that mentality that you can beat a team is all you need sometimes. And yeah, it was a game 5 round 11, like John said. I wish it would have been a 3-0 just because we've seen FaZe at their highest, right? If that, I'm not saying that was OpTic's best. I personally think they looked unbelievable in that FaZe series as a team. But like, if that's their best, a win is a win.
And they do it in a best of 9.
Exactly. A 3-2 round 11 isn't super convincing. And I know we're talking about FaZe, best team in the game right now. So you should give them credit. And I am. I wish it was a little more dominant. But at the same time, they looked phenomenal.
I actually don't think it's a bad thing for FaZe. I think it's a good thing that they lost to OpTic, because when you sit there, one of the biggest dangers of being the team that's winning everything and whatever is that you get complacent and you start joking around. You start, you know, maybe not trying as hard in practice, not taking things as seriously because all you're doing is winning. So getting a team like OpTic that you had previously 3-0'd dominantly, losing to them, I do not think is a bad thing for FaZe. I think it will help them very much so going forward. What do you think?
You're definitely right, Kitty. When you're as dominant as FaZe, it could seem a little bit unrealistic, I guess, in certain points, because you just keep winning and you're winning and you're winning. You're never, ever really experiencing a low. But sometimes you have to get punched in the face a little bit, be brought back to reality, and, you know, be aware that, yes, while you are so good and you have so much success, you can lose. So you need to focus up, especially right now, because we're getting into the nitty-gritty stage 5 majors and then COD champs. Like, they don't want to have another year like they did last year, where they looked so great and then they lost in champs to Empire. It was a good thing for them. As long as they use it as a motivational tool, they'll be fine.
The biggest loser in that match is Toronto. Yeah, I know that sounds weird, but because if OpTic go on to win out, which I mean, who knows? They're not as consistent as FaZe, so they could lose, they could slip up, but they'd still have the tiebreaker over FaZe. Toronto is likely to get first place in their group, and that would mean after Atlanta beats whoever the hell they play in the first round, they play Toronto, because they'll be the first seed on the other side. And it's like, why are you guys out here losing to these teams and then playing Toronto earlier than they would have? They play them around further down, or I don't know. It's just a tough spot. I think that FaZe, I mean, it's a super close loss. So, I mean, it is what it is. Go back to the drawing board, look and see what you did wrong. See the gaps in your setup, letting Envoy run up the middle of the map. Great play by him, by the way. It is what it is. You just got one more extra match on land. I saw Arcity tweet that out. It's like, no big deal. One more match. Maybe a good warm-up for them.